Follow on from the last video to do with like garments and stuff. Satan's been trying to put on me, like trying to get me ready for a kingdom space. It's a bit like seven virgins, but the other way around in the Bible. Trying to marry me off to these other characters that are of the dark world. They're going on about something like that they've been preparing me with these garments, alternative garments, for quite a long time. As I say, like the alternate look, but because it's so complicated. Like that. Those are not my real garments. That's probably why I look a bit of a Burke. It don't quite fit. That kind of look with all the spangly stuff out my face. I thought it was a tribal thing, but it's kind of defining itself as it goes along. So God says he's going to remove these garments from me, because he says basically I look like a witch, like with the dark boots. But to me, I feel like it's part of me, but not part of me. I don't really look good in them, because I'm a child of the light. It's all very complicated. I've hung around with people who are alternates, but they couldn't stand being in my company too long, especially like in like collecting Blythes and stuff like that. Never really gone into it deep, that scene, like as I say, like, all the bloodletting and the hard groups and the rock cafes and like and drugs. So, like it's all a bit bizarre, but I always kind of dipped into it and dipped out. Just saw, like that horror was a bit comical, like as far as that, like a comic story. So it's just all a bit strange, because I've been like this since I was 14. Always was attracted to, like your Duran bands and I can't think, Muse and stuff like that. That's the darkest I get. But like their sort of fashion and stuff has rubbed off onto me, but I never really did fit in with that scene. But like the music and all the stuff like that. So I think, and like the way I've always looked strange. I'm autistic anyway, so but a lot of autistics follow these bands. That's all I can say for now. It's all defining itself, but they say they've been preparing me with these garments for a long time, spiritual dark garments, but it never really worked. I just was never accepted by anyone or anything. They say that they've put a bloodline curse on me as well, like to look unattractive, or just not take care of myself and not have a false image. Be like the hair colourings and stuff. I never really did look right in any of it. So let's see what God does with my image. Okay, thank you.